Hey everybody, it's Dr. Joe, and today I'm going to show you 7 ways to relieve carpal tunnel syndrome pain. So let's get started. Disclaimer alert! Disclaimer alert! So the first way is just to do some scar tissue mobilization on the carpal tunnel area. So the carpal tunnel is right in here at the base of the hand and the wrist. So all those little bones in there come in and it makes for a tight space. So a lot of times what carpal tunnel syndrome is the space becomes tightened and it puts pressure on that median nerve. So if you've got some scarring or adhesions in that area, just doing some mobilization of that area should help with those adhesions. So this is not rubbing on it, this is actually mobilizing or moving that tissue. So you can go in circles, you can go side to side, you can go up and down, but just kind of the whole area. It might be a little tender. You might get some tingling sensation because you're pushing on that area into that median nerve, but just as long as it's a tolerable, comfortable kind of pressure, that's what you want. You don't want it to be super painful, but you might get some tingling while you're doing it. So just for a few minutes, really trying to break up some of those adhesions in that area. That's really just the best place to start. So then the next one is going to be a wrist flexor stretch. And so the flexor muscles, not flexion, but going and stretching the flexor muscles, because these are the ones that come up into here. So the way to do that is to put your hand straight out, lock out that elbow, and put your hand into a stop sign position. So even right here, I can feel a little bit of a stretch. If you want more of a stretch, you can bring back all of those fingers. But if that's a little bit too much, you can either just do it in the stop sign position, place your hand against a wall, and gently take your thumb and pull it back behind you, because all those tendons run down in there as well. There's several tendons on that thumb. So you want to get that little bit of a stretch there as well. So since you're doing a full stretch, you want to hold these stretches for 30 seconds. But again, you don't want it to be painful while you're doing it. You want to feel tension, you want to feel a stretch, but it needs to be tolerable. And you want to do that 3 times. So 30 seconds, 3 times. So then the next one is going into a wrist extensor stretch. So even though these are on top, this is the extensor ones, you really want to stretch those out as well, because you want to get this whole wrist area loosened up. So then you're going to make a fist with your arm straight out and come down into this position. So again, just doing this, I can feel the stretch all the way in my forearms. You might feel it more in your wrist if you have the carpal tunnel syndrome, but if you need a little bit more of a stretch, just take your other hand and give it a little push. But again, you want a good, comfortable stretch, a little bit of tension, maybe slightly uncomfortable, but no pain. So holding that for 30 seconds, take a little break, doing that 3 times. So the next way to help relieve carpal tunnel syndrome is a little bit different form of treatment. A lot of times people ask me, is there anything topical I can use? You know, I can stretch throughout the day, but is there something I can put on it to help relieve the pain? And so the folks at Workvie sent me their vegan Lidocaine roll-on. And what's really cool about this is, one, that it's vegan, it's all natural, but it has lidocaine, menthol, aloe vera, and a couple other ingredients in it, but it's natural ingredients, so that makes it really nice. And another thing that I really like about their roll-on, which is different than some of them, is that it doesn't have such a strong scent. The scent kind of fades away pretty quickly. You know, that menthol sometimes is pretty strong, and you do have, it has a nice light scent to it, but it does not last as long of that scent as other types of roll-on or topical kind of things do. So it dries really quickly. You just kind of, you know, you can go on with it, but as you're doing stuff, I really start feeling that cooling effect right away, and that's what you want to feel, that nice cooling effect. And so it's just a nice thing to use, that if you're working and you can't stretch as often as you want to, putting on some kind of topical treatment like the Lidocaine roll-on is a really nice way to do it. And a lot of times when you're doing stretches, it helps as well, because if you're already a little tender in that area, it helps kind of take the edge off. So that's a really nice component of it as well. So if you're interested in purchasing it, make sure and click on the link up there. So then the next one is just a prayer stretch, and this really goes in and stretches out that carpal tunnel area. So you're going to kind of bring your hands together up here. You can start off with your elbows a little bit closer together, but what you want to do is bring your hands down and then start pushing your elbows out. So you can see on the wrist area where that carpal tunnel is, it's getting a really nice big stretch in there. So just go down as far as you can. You might not be able to go down as far as me. I don't have carpal tunnel syndrome right now. So, you might only be able to get here before you feel a nice stretch, but that you just go into your comfortable spot and then again, hold that stretch for about 30 seconds, doing that 3 times. So just getting that nice stretch in there and then coming back up. Another great one is to get the stretch is take your thumb, put it on the inside and close your fist around it. Then you're going to push downwards towards the ulnar side, the ulnar deviation, and you'll feel a stretch through here. But again, all these tendons in that thumb go through that carpal tunnel area. So you really want to stretch it out as well. If you move it a little bit backwards, see how mine's forward? If you go back a little bit into extension, you're going to feel a little bit more of a stretch. So again, you just go in the position that's most comfortable for you, but you're pushing down that way. And again, holding that stretch 30 seconds, doing that 3 times. So then the last one is a median nerve glide or nerve flossing. And so this one, if you have a lot of adhesion in there and it's pressing on that median nerve, that's where you're getting that pain, that tingling, that numbness, pins and needles feeling in your hand. And so this one is just to kind of help get that nerve moving. I'm going to show you a modified one because sometimes with nerve glides, they can irritate the nerve even more. So you want to be really gentle with these. You just want to do like 10 repetitions just once a day. You don't want to do these all throughout the day. So you're going to put your elbow out to the side and you're going to have your palm facing your ear or the side of your head. You want to imagine that there's a string attached to your finger to your head. So if you're moving your hand, your head has to follow. So then you're just going to straighten out your arm and your head goes down to the side. So what I'm doing is I'm gliding that nerve that's up in my neck all the way down into my hand, and then I come back up. So it's just really a continuous motion. You don't necessarily have to pause or stretch with this one. And again, just go down as far as you can. If you're feeling some of that tingling early on before even getting your arm completely straight, don't force it down. But again, just only do 10 of these just once a day because again, you can really kind of irritate the area. But make sure you are definitely diagnosed with carpal tunnel syndrome if you have that numbness and tingling in your hands, because you can have something going on at your elbow, you can have something going on in your shoulder, and you can even have something going on in your neck that cause those same type of symptoms. So if you're doing these stretches and exercises and you're not getting better, you're not getting much relief, make sure go to your doctor, go to your physical therapist and find out what the root cause is, because if you're treating this and it's coming from up here, you're not going to get better. So make sure you're properly diagnosed so you can get the best possible outcomes. So there you have it. Those were my top 7 ways to relieve carpal tunnel syndrome pain. If you'd like to purchase any of the Workvie products, make sure and click on the link up there. And don't forget to subscribe by clicking down there. And remember, be safe, have fun, and I hope you feel better soon.